Okay, the meeting of the Forever Licensing Board dated 12/23/2025 at 1 p.m. will now come to order. To my right is Member Michael Pereira and also Member Melanie Cadero. My name is Attorney Greg Brilliant, and I am the Chairman of the Board. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting and may transmit the meeting through any media. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived by those present, and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. The City Charter, Section 9-18, mandates that all multiple member bodies develop and adopt rules or policy for public comment. We have adopted such a policy, which in short provides for citizens' input and licensing board specific matters at the beginning of each meeting. There is a sign-up sheet that is located at the back of the room. Is there anything? Okay, so that's agenda item 1 is public input. We have none. We're now going to go to Article 2, which is show cause hearings. And the first one is Iced Out Pub, 16 East Main Street, Crystal DeRosas. Please come forward. And could you please both state your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Crystal DeRosa.
My name is Destiny Weeks.
And your affiliation to the business?
She is an associate. I'm just helping her out with paperwork to give to you guys and stuff.
Okay, no, it's not a problem. You're not an attorney? I
No,
wasn't sure if you're an attorney.
I'm in law school, but not official.
Okay.
I'm sorry, could you spell your last name?
WEEKS.
I wasn't sure if that's what you said. Thank you.
Well, we are here this afternoon.
We never got an address from these people.
I apologize. Address is, I'm sorry, Michael.
Of our personal home?
Yeah.
170 Clifford Street, New Bedford, Mass. 02745.
9 Salisbury Street, New Bedford, Mass. 02744.
Okay. As you are aware, we are here today for a show cause hearing. We took up your license at the last meeting. We did not vote on any renewals, which I have contacted the ABCC, and relative to your renewal, we are going to entertain that right now. In order, what we need to do for the renewal is that was all that paperwork in that needed to be in, and so forth and so on.
They did what was necessary to renew. They didn't get the
Okay.
certificate from the building department, but they have time for that, so at
Okay,
this
but
point,
they have
they're
all,
good.
okay, so based on the fact that they have brought in all of their paperwork that is needed for a renewal, this board should take up the renewal and actually renew the license. So I'm going to entertain the renewal of the Iced Out Pub license at 16 East Main Street, Fall River, Massachusetts.
I'll make a motion to approve the license renewal for Iced Out Pub.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor, all those opposed.
Aye.
So your license has formally been renewed, okay?
Thank you.
That doesn't mean anything relative to what's going to happen now, but by law, we have to do that, okay? So we did that. So this show cause hearing was brought forth by the Fall River Police Department based on a number of incidences. So I'm going to allow the Detective Moniz to give us a short synopsis as to why it was brought forward, just so you all know, full transparency, this is the incidents involving the Iced Out Pub, okay? You obviously know that it was suspended last week on an emergency basis based on public safety reasons, given the nature of what occurred at the pub. I'm sure that that's going to be touched on again by Ms. Moniz right now, as well as other things. So I will hear from Detective Moniz. I think we also have some video and so forth and so on.
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Detective Moniz, go right ahead.
So, since our last meeting that was held on May 21st for issues regarding the Iced Out Pub, we've received an additional 23 calls for service, frequently and continuous, regarding noise complaints.
This is since the May
Since the May hearing, well, the May
21st.
May 21st
show
of this
cause.
year.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
What triggered the request for this most recent show cause hearing has been some of the most recent events that have occurred. So on November 27th at 2:10 a.m., officers responded to a report for a call of a disturbance regarding a fight outside of the establishment. The call came in that there was approximately anywhere from 20 to 25 individuals outside of the establishment and that there were weapons involved. So our officers responded to that location. In a moment, I'm going to show some body camera footage, but prior to doing so, I just want to give a little more insight. So several officers arrived on scene first. They were able to locate a male just a block from the business that was bleeding from the face. Another officer responded a short time afterward and was only provided the information that was dispatched, that there was an incident involving a group of individuals outside the establishment and there was a fight involving weapons. Unbeknownst to him, the other officers were at another location, and so when he arrived at the establishment, this is his interaction and what transpired. So I'm going to go ahead and show some body camera footage.
And I apologize again. This is an incident on,
This is on November 27th.
27th.
It would have been Thanksgiving Eve into the early mornings of Thanksgiving at approximately 2:10 a.m.
2:10 a.m. And
Yes.
this license code runs to what?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, okay.
So there's a 30-second window in which there won't be any audio until the officer engages his body camera footage, and then you'll be able to hear audio.
Thank you.
He wants to go over there. That's all right.
I don't know.
So I'm not gonna you can talk to me.
All right.
What are you looking for?
I don't need to.
I'm right here.
I don't need to talk to you.
I'm just asking you.
Okay, I don't need to talk to you. Where's the other cops at? Where's the other cops at?
It's my other cops
No,
here.
I don't
They're all over
care.
there.
Don't care if you're.
All the other cops are over there.
Bye. I don't need to get off your property.
No, I didn't say get off my property. I said I told you they're not on my property. They're over there.
All right, see ya. Bye. I will be back. All righty. Oh my God, enough. Mind your own business.
100%. Somebody get
Hey, they're rats too. Slide me out. Stop running your mouth, bro. Go back to your store. Go back to your bar. Understand? I don't know who you are. I really don't. What are you gonna do?
You're the manager, correct?
Yes. He's the owner. I'm the manager.
Alright, so you do understand liquor laws?
I understand all the
You
laws.
do understand the liquor
I understand
laws?
all the laws. It's all relevant.
So you do understand we can go into a liquor establishment?
It's all close. We're close. Exactly. This happened after the fact. This happened when we was trying to kick them out.
Okay, so why are you giving us a problem?
Because he came over here, I asked him if he wanted to speak to anybody. He asked me if he wanted to speak, but I'm the manager here. He's like, oh, I'm walking past my office. No, the office is out there. That was it. That's all it was.
What are you gonna do?
I can do nothing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. Jay, just stop. I don't want to stop. That's the point. Just stop it. That's the point. That's the point.
What threat? What do you mean?
That's the point. That's the threat. The point is, you ain't doing. That's a threat. That's a threat. That's a threat. My mother worked for the city for 30 years. What's your name and badge number then?
I'm so strong.
I'm so strong.
904.
904? Hey, thanks for it. Yeah, thanks for it. Oh, he's like a new Lefton cop, right? You're like a new Lefton cop, right?
Alright, stop.
You like whatever the
No, but I don't need your name.
badge. Out of here.
I need your name.
Alright, Joe McCullough.
I have no clue what you just said.
Joe, T-A.
T-A-L-A.
L-A.
V-E.
R-A.
R what?
R-A.
Are you refusing to give your name?
Jay.
As the owner of this establishment, are you refusing to give your name? Good to know. What is it? I'm not done. T-A-L.
T-A-L-A-V-E-R-A. Joey. J-O-E-Y.
Okay, and you're saying you're the manager here?
Yep. Hey, the officer came on the property, nothing but disrespect as soon as he came
There's a
down.
bar fight here.
It was, but he said he was, I asked
And
him.
you guys aren't helping. And you know you're supposed to.
But I asked
People have been
him.
trying to get you guys shut
I
down.
asked him to, if there's anything I can help him with.
Yeah.
He told me about my business. But I had my nose there. It is me, who I am. We can't help the bottom fight.
And if we wanna come in, we come in.
I know, but
That's how it goes.
he's saying that his officer was on our property, which was a lie. You was never here. You ended up over there.
Doesn't matter, if we wanna be here,
I
if
know,
we
but
wanna be in
that's the
there.
information he gave us. We're just being honest with you.
And who is this? Is this another worker here?
Yes.
Okay. There's really no reasoning with me. When we're dealing with a fight like this and then you guys are now disrespecting us, there's no reasoning with me.
My mom works for the city authorities.
Is that okay?
Okay, so just say now. This dude came on this property, acting all gun ho. You came on, you were respectful, you were calm, cool, and collective. You weren't like,
Every time they come here, we always.
yeah.
They're responding to a fight. There's blood on the ground right in front of where you guys are.
But Sarge. But Sarge, did he not come on here acting calm, cool, and collective? Yes or
No, she
no?
didn't. It was an officer.
Everybody else acted calm, cool, and collective.
The ball head guy.
He wants to come all calm, cool, like, come on, man.
Walked right past me like I was
Come on. I've been dealing with you guys basically my whole life. My mother worked for the city for 32 years. Never once had a problem with you guys.
Are you one of the bouncers here,
Okay.
security here? What's your name?
I don't gotta give that.
You don't wanna give your name either?
No, I
Okay.
don't have to give that.
Nope, sounds good. Sounds good. The licensing board will know. So no name from the bouncer.
Seriously right now?
And no name from the owner, I see.
This is what we're doing?
Yes. People still in the establishment, past
No,
closing?
it's all workers. It's all workers.
What is this? What is this point here?
I'm the boss.
Hello? Just making sure all liquor's away, everything? We all work here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just checking everyone,
Everyone's out.
only workers here?
Only workers. Only workers. Workers, DJ.
Where's the liquor license? Where's the liquor license, the paperwork? Say that again? The paperwork for the liquor? Right there. License there, all that. I don't know if there's anything else that's not up there that you need to look at. There's more things on the wall.
You want to see who's in here? Who's in here? Nothing but workers, right? Yep. So I'm good.
I lost an $8,000 ring today. 8 G's for a fucking pinky ring that's on the floor somewhere. That's some scrub picked up. You know what I'm saying?
And I called the cops, making reports. No. I'm not making reports, man.
Why, she's not an employee here?
She's doing that before she leaves.
Oh, she's not an employee here? Okay.
Right? Like I use that before she leaves. That's
Okay.
right.
Sounds good.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong for that? No. No, reality is
What time?
Massachusetts state law is 2:30.
So it's 2:20 you said?
That's supposed to be. I thought you got no worries. You got no warrant. You got no problem. You gotta have a warrant or my say, or my say you gotta be my problem. Every two steps you take, I can take one step.
We're just trying to go to the exit of the party. See, here you are, escalating the situation. You're escalating everything. What do you mean? You see your sergeant sitting there back.
next
All
to
right,
you.
they're not talking, they're not talking, but you're escalating the situation. You guys.
Okay. As previously displayed in the video, you can see that our officers were met with some resistance. The sergeant was able to get into the establishment. You can note the time frame. There was still alcohol in the bar. Officers subsequently left after concluding their investigation, and later on that morning, a video surfaced on the internet. In the video, there was the altercation that had transpired outside of the business, where multiple of the staff members that had identified themselves to officers upon arrival for the initial incident, to include the gentleman who identifies himself as the owner, whom we later identified as Mr. Jason DeRosa, were all involved in the altercation outside of the establishment. There were staff members that were found to be in possession of extendable batons that were also used in this altercation. So I'm gonna play that video now.
This is on social media?
This was released on social media, which our officers were able to retrieve. It's a very short video. There is no audio.
That's the guy, isn't it?
That is what we are able to identify based on the clothing and our previous interactions to be Mr. DeRosa, whom identified himself as the owner of the bar.
Heather, what time was this approximately?
That fight
Yeah.
would have been just prior to our officer's arrival. That was at 2:10 a.m. is when we got the call for the initial the fight from dispatch.
That was the call for the fight.
That was the call for the fight. Okay. 2 days after this incident, officers responded for a single vehicle accident around 6 a.m. for a vehicle that was facing the opposite direction lane of traffic. And there was a witness who stood by on scene that was able to give a description of the male that they observed exiting the vehicle and heading in the opposite direction of the accident. Officers who responded ultimately ran the registration of the vehicle. The vehicle came back to Mr. Jason DeRosa. Based on the description that was given by the witness, officers canvassed the area and ultimately located Mr. DeRosa a ways down the road from where the accident had transpired. Officers did interact with Mr. DeRosa. He was not resistant, but he wasn't exactly forthcoming, non-cooperative, but ultimately gave a statement that he was looking for his vehicle that had been stolen from his bar earlier that morning at 2 a.m. when he said he closed it, and he began looking for his vehicle. So based on the statements of his vehicle having been reported stolen, officers then applied for a search warrant for the establishment to retrieve any video footage available of the incident to assist in their investigation. The next video that I'm going to play is the video of the execution of the search warrant. The reason that I'm going to be playing this video is for a number of reasons. The main reason that we brought this to show cause hearing originally started with the noise complaints from neighbors and the frequent calls for service regarding the noise complaints. I think this video will speak for itself. This is at 8:17 at night, 8 p.m. at night.
Is the owner here?
When it's really light.
Have a search warrant for your premises. Can you turn off the music? Search warrant. Yeah? Signed by the judge. Have a search warrant for your DVR and any of the evidence of the batons used by your bouncers batons and your DVR security surveillance system. It's right here. Recording devices and expandable batons. That's what I'm here for. You're gonna turn off the music. You guys work here? Stop reaching around. Stop reaching around. Yeah, but I don't want you reaching for it, right? I got this. Take him to the front. Miranda, here's his copy. Everybody's gonna get Miranda right now. Who all works here? You work here? You work here? Time to go, unless you want to be part of it. Yep, go right ahead. Yeah, but you gotta read your rights, right? Okay. And you told me next time I come back, I can come back with a search warrant. Come back. The other night. Go ahead and read it, Miranda. Everybody over here pay attention.
So
This is for everybody.
That's all about.
Yeah, go right ahead.
There's like separate lines. So I'll read one of the lines, and I'll tell that you guys understand this. And at the end, I gotta ask it again. All right? It's repetitive. I'll just go through it. It's
Nobody else.
pretty straightforward. All right? All right. First, before you ask the question.
Yep, go ahead. Huh? Well, there was a fight here the other night. You told us didn't happen, and there was something else, and then some social media stuff came up. It definitely happened, right? Then you said somebody stole your car last night, so I want to make sure that your car and get the suspect information the guy who stole. You weren't exactly super cooperative this morning, from what I hear. So now if we're not going to be cooperative. I got to go the other route. Last time I was here, you told us to come back with a search warrant. So I got the search warrant this time because I didn't want to butt heads with you again. But we're having these interchanges, and now your license, I've already spoken to the licensing person today, is going to go for a show cause hearing now. So you could potentially lose your license now, because police officers are agents of the licensing board. You cannot hinder their abilities to enter your premise at any time. You are subject to inspection at any time. Do you currently have a license or a list of your current employees that you can provide me with? This is everybody here that works here. Okay. So like we told you the other night, that you can't hinder people, right? So we got a call for a fight here, and somebody at the front door told my guy to come back with a warrant. If that ever happens again, he's going to jail for interfering. Next time we come back like that too, people are gonna start going to jail, and you're gonna be needing more hot water. But you tell us to come back with a search warrant, I obliged you. I got a search warrant. Okay? So that DVR is gonna be searched. We're gonna pull from the incident the night of the fight and for your stolen car, so we can figure out who stole your car. Okay? Let's try not to have these run-ins. I had no problem with this place until the other night.
Since that incident, it should be noted that there were additional calls for service regarding noise complaints later on in the week. Approximately 3 weeks after this incident, officers responded on the morning of December 18th at 2:09 a.m. for a report of a shooting. There were 2 victims found with gunshot wounds, one male with a facial injury and a female who reported minor injuries. This matter is still very much under investigation, so I'm not going to release more information than that. But I think the videos speak for themselves and the evidence speaks for themselves. These interactions are occurring more frequently and they're escalating. With that, I yield.
All right. I know my initial thought right now, one question I have is, Mr. DeRosa, what, I'm assuming it's your husband?
He is an overprotective brother.
Brother?
He is not the owner. He has no affiliation any longer.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, any longer, you do realize that that is a crime, a serious crime, to fraudulently put anything on an application for a liquor license in the state of Massachusetts. That is a serious crime, okay? Because that's perpetrating a fraud on the government.
I think Crystal.
It's under Crystal.
I am the owner.
No, I know, but, and I know you do, and I see you're tearing up, and I sympathize with you, but if there's any circumvention of that because people don't want to be put on an application because they got a criminal record, so they can't hold a license, which has happened before in the city of Fall River, and people...
No, he just thinks because I was a female owner, he didn't want people to walk all over me or do something to me, which I told him I'm fine, I can do it. He just gets too protective and he's putting me in situations I don't belong in.
Well, he has done that, because I can tell you right now, watching that fight on that... I used to live on Peckham Street, 1 block away. I lived there with my parents, okay? That's not a neighborhood like, it never was. honestly. We used to walk on that street. I lived literally a block away. To see a fight like that occur, and then to hear about shootings where people could get killed at 2:09 in the morning, okay? It doesn't make me want to have this place open. I'm no disrespect to you, man, because you're probably a very nice person. You probably try hard, but something's wrong over there. This can't. I mean, since May, 23 calls. A fight that I saw. Your cousin. I'm sorry. I think you said your cousin.
Brother.
My
Brother
brother.
is wailing at somebody. I mean, could seriously hurt somebody out in the street. And then 3 weeks later, now we got guns. It escalates from a all-out brawl now to guns and people getting shot. I don't know. I'll hear from you because I want to be fair and reasonable, but this is not what I grew up in Fall River. I really did. I don't come from like trust me. I could tell you about my family background. It's probably closer to your brother than it is to anybody else in this room, his background, okay? But this is not, this is out of control. And somebody is going to get seriously hurt. But I will hear from you, young lady, or whoever wants to
Can I
speak.
pass you out the paper?
You may.
They did a mandatory staff training. Every single staff member was briefed on it, and then there's a formal statement for you. If you need a
Thank
formal
you.
statement. This is the safety plan and action plan that we have implemented. So they have been trying to take proper steps to make sure this does not happen ever again. Let it be noted that the person that was shot was a security person trying to keep the rest of the people safe by de-escalating the situation and having two parties separated. Unfortunately, people went to vehicles while security was trying to stop it, and security was the one who got shot,
And also my child.
and her child. He's in ICU, very critical, but he did get shot to help people stay safe.
You know, it's a child, so obviously that's even compounds this.
Yes.
Okay, I have a child. I
Her
mean,
son works in the kitchen, and he was there trying to help his uncle, and that's when everything had escalated. So we know that Jason DeRosa does like to say that he is on protection of his sister, but he is no longer in any affiliation. He's removed from day-to-day operations. He has no control over staff, no alcohol, no security decisions, anything like that at all. The person stating in the video that they are a manager is not a manager any longer. They have got.
They're not old manager.
At
I'm
all.
the only one that holds manager in ownership of Iced Out Pub.
We have our everyday bartender here, and we have our lead bartender on the weekends. They are tip certified, so they know how to properly assess situations of danger. They now know 100% when to contact the police, and we are trying to implement a 25+ admission policy because it seems like a lot of the problems were younger people, 21+.
Michael, you have a question?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. Top of the afternoon to you. You're saying that, when was this document generated?
This was after the situation, and we did training on 12/21.
So this document, you guys came up with this after these incidences?
Yes.
Well, we've never had like a full document in hand, full signing. When we first opened, we went over things, nothing like proper
Okay.
situation, like to have it noted like this paperwork is now.
All right, so, and then you're saying that Mr. DeRosa's is no longer affiliated as, in any way?
In any way, he will no
When did that
longer-
decision take place?
The day that this shooting had occurred, we
Okay.
noted that a lot of the problems, the police seemed to not be a fan of him, and we wanted to make sure that that problem
Well-
is now, resolved.
Yeah, well, I believe his actions dictated his. I mean,
Yes, very much so.
You got on a body cam footage of this gentleman
Very much.
telling a Fall River police officer to get the F off my
Yes.
property. So that's not gonna be tolerated.
Exactly.
No, absolutely
This isn't New
not.
Bedford, this is Fall River.
Absolutely not.
Have you've seen the investigation that Detective Monis has put together, okay? This is a real police department here in Fall River, and this type of activity is not gonna be tolerated.
That's one thing is I've never disrespected the
Well,
police
hold on, let me
department.
finish, let me
I will
finish.
never.
You were here, I have had conversations with you the last time you were here, and we talked about we talked about, wanting to work with you. I personally have said I want you to be successful, do you recall?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you have.
And, it doesn't seem like you made an effort to be successful or to work with the Fall River Police Department. It doesn't seem whatsoever. This is a decent document, I just scanned it, but it's too little, too late. Okay? It's way too little, too late. Someone's gonna get hurt there, someone's been shot there, your child has been shot there. If this comes to me, and make any recommendation, I'm gonna recommend that you guys are shut down. If it comes to me. Okay?
So, when you state that Mr. DeRosa is no longer part of this business, is he allowed on the premises? Is he allowed to frequent the bar with his friends, which I assume was that manager from one of the
I don't
days?
want him to. I
But-
want him to stay away.
Okay.
He's very aware that he's no longer allowed on the premises, yes. If that's what it needs to take for her business to thrive, he is 100% not involved at all.
And willing to stay away.
That business is for her to feed her family, not to feed his.
And Iced Out Pub opened, I think, relatively recent, 3 years?
It hasn't even been 2.
Okay.
2026 will be 2.
So it hasn't even been 2 years, and how many calls, Heather?
So I would like to add this. I mean, the most recent have been 23 additional calls, but we've been meeting regarding the Iced Out Pub for quite some time. This goes back to 2024. I mean, we met with you back in '24 at the police department. We had proposed some suggestions on, the noise complaint, and you've always been cooperative with us. I have nothing bad to say about you and how you've treated the police department. You certainly have.
Thank you.
However, I do think there's a little bit of a negligence because I know that in our last meeting, Mr. Pereira proposed that maybe 2 a.m. is a little late. Let's stop serving alcohol around 1 a.m. I can say that, pretty consistently, the problems are right around 2 o'clock in the morning when you're supposed to be shutting down the bar and not having people still having access to beverages. But it doesn't seem like any of those proactive steps have been taken, so I think that's something to take into consideration as well.
I think last time you were here was it May?
May
I believe it was
21st
May.
of this year.
And we did discuss, that the bar closes officially at 2, but to stop serving, I think we said
Earlier.
1 or
Yeah,
1:30.
even a little earlier, just to
And
give some time
one
for
of
people to
the-
settle down.
Yeah, but one of the body cam footages you showed that there was still alcohol on the bars after 2 p.m. So,
I think
2 a.m.
another-
I think
so-
that's in relation to all the drama outside and fighting, that everybody was kind of trying to deal with that situation, so they didn't have enough time to snatch it off and started cleaning and just leaving it on there. But they are very aware of your liquor licensing board with your 15-minute rule after closing to take all the bottles and everything open off the bars and away. We definitely went through that in depth.
So the man in the footage who claimed he was the manager.
He's not.
where
He's
did-
one of my security gentlemen.
Okay, and he just stated he was the manager because.
That's what he chose to do that day, which was wrong.
But is it also custom for security to be intoxicated? Because I can't say that,
No, it's not.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, everything is changing. We're changing I'm changing everything.
None of the employees are allowed to drink while working.
Were they drinking that evening?
I can't speak, I wasn't there for it.
I think it's pretty
So,
obvious
we
by
got
the
any-
video.
They were by the video.
I would like to add also that the night that we executed the search warrant, one of our officers did ask if everyone there that was staff, there were, I think, 1 or 2 individuals that left, but there was alcohol in the bar as well. So I don't know if that's just a customary
There was
thing.
2
Yes.
beer bottles.
There were 2 beers on the bar.
Yeah.
And both of those beers belonged to the 2 customers
That left. Okay.
And also in the clip, I'm the bartender on the day where the body camera footage is. The only alcohol that I'm holding are empty bottles, maybe that I'm putting in the trash or something like that, but I wasn't serving alcohol at 2 o'clock in the morning. And if you look back and play the footage.
Oh, you're talking about the night of the incident on the 27th?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was the bartender that night.
Okay.
So if you play it closely and really look at the bar, nobody has alcohol out in those clips. And those 2 beers that are there on the Saturday of the search warrant belong to the 2 customers.
But I did see when the woman did with the footage near the bar, there was like the 4 plastic cups and 2 high noons with the 2 cups.
Right, I would say it looked like there was some sort
That's
of,
security clearing off the tables.
Okay.
And putting them right there for us to throw away.
right.
So that's not like us serving drinks.
I don't think there was any question that you guys were serving drinks.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, no problem. I think the
When I
purpose
seen
of
it,
that,
It looked like those could have been people's drinks.
Serving, yeah.
That's security cleaning the tables.
Right.
For us to dump in the trash behind the bar.
Right.
That's their way of helping us clean it.
understandable. Nonetheless, I think the time frame was still beyond the 15-minute mark, so there should have been no alcohol at all in the establishment at that point. But I appreciate you clarifying that you obviously weren't serving at that time.
I just, this is my problem, okay? We came in May, and young lady, excuse me if I'm not trying to offend anybody younger than me, and also your workers. I personally, when I hear you people speak, I think your intentions are good. I'm really not gonna say, as Heather said, I don't think you gave us a problem. But this is out of control. I mean, we were here in May because of just noise, like noise in the neighborhood. And I think whatever you may have done, it doesn't appear that I solved the problem, but so be it. But we're talking about people keep guns. It's not about, in my humble opinion, if there was a bar, I used to own a bar down in the South End as well. Yeah, that's not right by law, but I'm not sitting here worried about if there was an open bar on that bar at 209, quite frankly. It's against the rules, I'm gonna say it's against the rules, but I'm very worried about someone is going to get killed. I mean, you're wailing at people on the street, kicking people, then 2 weeks later, people are coming in there at 209 and shooting somebody for some reason. That's very, very distressful to me. It's not about whether you're a good person. Sure you are, and you ladies who are working there. But something's going on over there which attracting people with violence and so forth and so on. And from what you see from the video cams, no one really seems to care. You know, that is what really, really, really disturbs me here. Someone is going to get killed. You know, we got enough we have things in other areas of the city. We got to do something. And, that's just me. And I'm not saying anything about anybody personally, about anybody's intent, because I think your intent, young lady, is probably good. But if it can't be controlled, then we just can't have it. That's just the way I look at it. I ain't trying to put anybody out of business. I'm not trying to, kill people's investments. I'm trying to save a life, like trying to make sure no one gets killed. Your child got shot. Had that bullet gone a different direction, I mean, I couldn't, my son's, I think, was the person that got shot was, I heard, about 18, I don't know that, is that
He
old?
just turned 20 yesterday.
Okay,
19.
my son's 34. If I didn't have my son, I'd be lost in my life. I probably wouldn't even want to live anymore. I can understand how you feel, but that's what I'm trying to say. That can't happen. The 18-year-old, 20-year-old kids are getting shot. It just can't happen. Shouldn't happen anywhere, but as a license board member, ma'am, I can't, I'm sorry, but I can't let that, even the possibility of that happen again go on. I'm just talking for myself, and I really am being honest with you. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's business or their pocketbook or anything like that, but me personally, this has kind of gone too far. It really
Can I
has.
say something? As a bar owner yourself.
Well, I used to
prime
be.
example.
Used to be.
So, if you were working and things happened, we de-escalated it, everybody went outside. We can't control somebody going to their vehicle and grabbing something that they have on their own person to not do something with in the vicinity of our establishment. That's where I feel like we suffer, because we had no control of what they did once we kicked them off the premises. Does that make sense?
Young lady, it
Is
does.
that what
but-
happened?
I will say that
That is
that's a
100%
different
what
variation of
happened.
what's being investigated, but there was an altercation that ensued inside of the property that trickled outside prior to the
But young
shooting.
lady, and I'm going to tell you that I understand your point, but they're coming to that establishment, and that means something in and of itself. I did run a little neighborhood bar, Portuguese American Athletic Club, when I bought it, that we used to close very early. It was an older man and so forth and so on. But even at times, there were things that happened, but they're coming there for a reason. Okay, it's happening there. It's escalating. It's not getting better after May. It's getting worse, and now it's heightened at guns. So there's a reason. So you can't control somebody going to their car? Sure.
Can I say something?
but they're in the establishment. Yes, young lady.
We accept the responsibility of them being on our property, and then we have implemented better training, like I said, with security to prevent the loitering. So now if we need to escort every single person to their vehicle in the parking lot, which is small, it's only an establishment that fits about 55 people right now. That is very easy to have staff outside to be like, okay, time to go, here's your vehicle, we are gonna escort you off the premises right there and then, if that's what it needs to take to prevent them from being able to go to their car and even grabbing a weapon. If we need to escort you to every single vehicle, so be it.
Yeah, and you probably can't do it. I'm not talking about the greatest people, like, there's people out there that are violent. You can't control that either.
And that's why you need trained security.
And that's what I thought that we tried to deal with back in May, and that's why I'm trying to tell you my biggest problem is the escalation of these problems since May. They've gotten worse, far worse. Her son got shot. I'm not gonna put on my shoulders and my conscience her son getting shot and maybe next time being in the morgue, okay? I can't do that. I'm speaking for myself and not for my colleagues, but I have a child, like I said, I feel for that because that's gotta be the worst feeling in the world. I don't care. As a parent, it's got to be terrible, and I can't.
My son will not be returning.
And I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because if someone can walk in a bar at 2:09 and pull out a gun and start shooting, whether you knew him, whether you didn't, that's for the police to determine in their investigation. I don't want to get involved in that, but I'm just speaking for myself. Honestly, I can tell you, you probably don't. I have nothing against any one of you, honestly, but I can't.
You're gonna entertain a motion.
I will entertain them all. I can't make one as the chair, but I think I've made my feelings known.
You got anything else, Melanie? No. Okay. So, I'm gonna make a motion that we revoke this liquor license indefinitely. They have the opportunity to reapply at a later date, once they
They
get.
have 5 days to appeal to
Sure.
the ABCC
Once they get the
paid.
decision.
Correct.
Okay, so I make a motion that we revoke this license indefinitely.
Is that the language indefinitely, or is it
Well,
just revoke the license?
Just, I think we'll go with revocation.
Yeah,
just
whatever.
revoke,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying, Mike, I'm not trying to question your motion.
No, if whatever's appropriate,
Do we have a second on
Does
the
he have to
motion?
amend that?
just revoke
Say
the
revoke,
license.
that's fine.
I feel deeply because I know you've invested your time, your money, and your energy, and, you know, it's a dream to own a business and to bring a business to Fall River, and I feel so deeply for you, what you're going through right now with your son, and, you know, this time of year that it is. But I think that due to the escalations from, 6 months, whatever, how long, May,
It was May 24th.
it's only getting worse, and the bar's posing a real danger to the city. So I have to second Mike's motion.
Anybody out there in favor? Anybody opposed? Any questions on the motion?
None.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries to be a revocation of the license.
Yeah, up to appeal it, and we'll have another hearing.
And just for the record, before we close this meeting, the violations are such that they're going to be as elicited by the Fall River Police Department. That's the Code of Massachusetts Regulations, Regulations 204 CMR 2-05, permitting an illegal disturbance or disorder, Regulation 204 CMR 4-03, consumption of alcohol by an employee, City Ordinance 46-7-8, noise, Fall River Licensing Board Rules and Regulations, Rule 7, Rule 11, Rule 19, Rule 24, Rule 28, Rule 31, Rule 36, Rule 47, as presented in the package for this show cause hearing. Thank you. Yes, you do.
Why don't you leave one with us?
I need to keep one, so
Yeah.
I need it for the
Of all the
record.
employees, do you want a blank one or the ones that they've signed? Because I had
Just-
every staff employee.
I don't
sign.
need that.
Okay,
So-
but
you
I-
guys
we
can
should
keep
have
the
a
ones I
copy of
gave
this.
you.
Oh, okay.
I just
We should have a
am
copy
taking
of
the
this.
training one back. You keep that,
Okay, thank you.
no problem.
What happens with the license because it hasn't been surrendered to us yet? Do we need
What do you mean, it
to?
has
You
to
don't
be?
have it?
No, because they were
I understand.
they were
right.
accessible for.
Yeah.
Do you want to go and speak
You
with
can
them
go
on
ask her
behalf
right
of
now.
that?
She can't
Yeah.
open. And
Thick shoes, so, just to add, when I called to speak with Mr. Rosa, she informed me that obviously her son was one of the victims. She
Right,
wasn't
right.
present at the time to surrender the license, but she was well aware that the license had been suspended at the emergency hearing, and she was not allowed to open. That was the last step.
And it will, if they have to apply for a stay if they want one. As of now, there's no stay. This is implemented. There's no stay pending your appeal.
The time of the year is gonna be so difficult for me to get all this information to.
Well, I'm gonna call the mayor's office to have him have somebody in that to help you draft that decision.
Well, I don't need anybody's help, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I do, Greg, I'll reach out, okay?
Now we have, just look at your agenda, because I put mine away, just real quick, give it back. We have, section 2, show cause hearing, we have Leonard's Package Store, 1311 Pleasant Street, Tehran Bolidis Patel, and I apologize if I didn't say that correctly, sir. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
Certainly. For the record, my name is Peter Salino. I represent Tony Patel. Tony is the manager of Leonard's Package Store and a resident of the city of Fall River. Tony, what's your residential address?
10 Leeward Road, Fall River, Mass. 027.
10 Leeward.
10 Leeward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, can you just give me a minute, Mr.
Sure.
Salino, for Ms. Moniz to come back? We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna allow Detective Moniz to give her, synopsis of why it's before the board. And then at that point in time, we'll have any questions and hear from
Thank you.
your attorney.
Thank you. So, we've received a variation of calls for service to the property. We understand that you're in a difficult neighborhood. There's a lot of homelessness problem going on in that area. We're well aware of it. However, officers are responding frequently to calls for service there for patrons who are overserved, that are found in the parking lot incapacitated to the point where we can't even get information from them when they're being transported to the hospital for medical treatment. So they're being listed as Jane Doe and John Doe. Nonetheless, there have been a frequent call for services regarding individuals entering the establishment, helping themselves to alcohol, drinking inside of the establishment, urinating out in the parking lot. It's becoming sort of an area for hanging out of the wrong crowds. We obviously have our concerns of the issue escalating, and we haven't exactly, not to say that the owner hasn't been cooperative. I believe that he has been cooperative. He's expressed to us that he has fear of retaliation from these parties, but we've proposed some suggestions on how to improve the problem. I just don't know that we're being met with the same, like, compliance, if you will. It's becoming an ongoing issue. I do have one of our officers here who's frequently the officer responding. He's assigned to that area, and he's more familiar with the problems that are occurring there. But since the beginning of the year, we've responded to approximately 26 calls for service, ranging from physical altercations to public urination, much like I said, incapacitated individuals in the parking lot. Yeah, it's just been an ongoing and escalating issue as well.
Is this the officer?
We do have the officer here, if you'd like for him to come up.
Down, just, you go there frequently?
So I've been working for the city of Fall River for approximately 5 years. I was assigned to Car 6, which is in the Flint neighborhood area. So my entire career in uniform division, I worked that route. So I'm very familiar with Pleasant Street and Leonard's Package Store area. I'm in a new role now with the CAST unit as a detective, but prior to that, I was in a neighborhood engagement unit where my CDA route was that location as well in the city. So I've done a lot of, I've been there and directly investigated multiple incidents with Leonard's Package Store and the surrounding area myself. So any questions having to do with that, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on? I mean, I've heard, and I'm sure people, Mr. Salino will touch on it. Detective Moniz did that. There's some kind of unruly people that are really kind of at times trying to take over the store and causing major problems. And it's spilling out into the parking lot, and I also was told that there was, you know, groups of people from the surrounding, whether it's homeless, whether it's whatever it may be, suffering from addiction, mental illness, that have seemed to become, this has become somewhat of a congregation area. So is that what you've seen? And
Yeah, so on a day-to-day basis with Leonard's, when they're open, you see, and you can drive down there, you'll see people intoxicated, regulars intoxicated. They will be on camera, and with my own eyes, I've seen them enter the store multiple times throughout the hours of operation of the establishment. They are served every time. It is to the point where I have personally had to transport people, protective custody due to the fact that they're severely intoxicated, transport them to the hospital after driving down Pleasant Street and seeing them enter Leonard's Package Store throughout the entire day. I have made multiple arrests, summonses, and physical arrests. I've been witness to multiple summonses and arrests with regards to open container and public intoxication, directly either in the lot or on the in the parking lot of the establishment and on the sidewalk right outside of the establishment. You walk down Leonard's Package Store right now, outside, there are empty beer cans and nips everywhere, which is a clear indicator for me, as a responding officer, that there is an issue with open container and drinking in public. There's been fights. I reviewed footage and investigated a matter with regards to video surveillance footage from the establishment that showed people drinking inside, purchasing at the counter, drinking inside, purchasing, walking outside in the parking lot, standing around, drinking in the parking lot of the establishment, urinating behind the dumpster in the establishment. I have personally spoke to Mr. Patel, myself. I asked him to place more trespassing signs, more no loitering signs. I asked him to call the police when there are issues. He informed me that him and his staff are afraid to do so, which to me is a significant concern. So long story short is I mean, on a day-to-day basis, you can drive down there yourself, anyone can, and you can observe this, everything that I just mentioned.
Mr. Salino, I think that is, and that's what I've heard, that he's got some people going in there, he's somewhat scared of them. I mean, I know he's a business owner, other businesses in the city, he does a very good job in some of these other locations. So, I mean, we got to do something.
Certainly. So if I can offer the following. I think Tony would agree. He's not a strong guy, and he's not going to take anybody down or out. So when I took this file in a couple of weeks ago, I made a suggestion to him, which is come forward, be contrite, acknowledge your sins, and offer a private security detail to the board. Try to get a hold of the people that are coming and frequenting this establishment. So he's been in communication with Signal Communication, which is on Bank Street. And he is ready, willing, and able to hire a private detail officer for security. I'll offer that I would suggest to you that maybe 3 in the afternoon until close is probably the appropriate time for that kind of thing, because as a broad generalization, I don't think the troublemakers are awake at 10. So I think, you know, weekends and or later in the day is the problem, but he's committed to do that. He's authorized me to offer to the board that he'll continue that for up to 60 days, if that's a show of good faith and we can have another chance to come back and go over this situation. He did tell me about the signs. He's indicated to me that he did put the signs up. His English isn't great, but if I had to characterize what he told me, it's the population is really tough and they run him over, and he's not a fight back. Not that it's right, but he's not the kind of guy that's gonna start choking people out. It's just not him, and he is afraid. And to Mr. Brilliant's point, behind me, Paresh and Andy are his cousins from the old country. Together, they own Royal Liquors on North Main Street. They own Economy Liquors on North Main Street. They own the Supreme Gases on Brayton Avenue and Eastern Avenue, the former Cross and Oil. So they're trying to do a good job.
How about these two guys? They can't choke anybody out?
No, they don't look like it, Mike. Andy's kind of tough. When he emigrated from, when Andy came from India, he came to the Bronx. Does he look tough?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look all right.
But in any case, and, not to make light of the situation, so I think they're good operators generally, but I think they're overrun on Pleasant
It's a
Street.
tough neighborhood right now. I think that the police would agree.
Yeah, and I can offer as an anecdotal side piece, I've had issues with homelessness right up the street for various properties that Tetrol owns that are being redeveloped into apartments, where Glenn has had to constantly kick people out that are homeless and sleeping in there. So, not to discount any of the police testimony, because I'm sure it all happens, but I do think he's in a tough spot, so.
Can I ask, okay.
If I may, I was just gonna say, if I could propose a suggestion
Sure,
as
yeah.
well. If there are, we know it's a difficult area, we know that there are probably people that are frequenting the business that are problematic. If Mr. Patel is able to identify them and would like to have them trespass from the property, so they're no longer even allowed to go to the establishment, that's something that our officers can enforce.
Okay.
So if he's able to say, yeah, that person, I'm petrified of them, I don't want them even coming into the establishment, he doesn't even want their service, that's always an option as well.
I mean, that's
So
fine,
that way,
right?
you're stopping them right at the door, and you don't even have to worry about anything further, especially if he's gonna have a private security that's going to be, the muscles for him, if you will.
Can I ask both of you?
Yes.
Is you open 7 days a week?
Yes.
What's the time, what time you open?
We open 8 to 11, but we
Well,
close
I
it
mean-
early because of these
I
things
know.
happen.
Now, let me ask you this, and it's probably, do you notice, it probably is every day, but, because they're, I guess these people that are terrorizing them don't pick days, but is it every day? Listen, I want him to do the right thing, and I think he's gone a long way towards at least making that offer, I really do. And I'm trying to help the guy because that's gonna be a tremendous bill to him. The security is obviously more important to me, it's my first and foremost, but is it every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do you think he would need security? Is it as bad a problem?
Yeah, unfortunately, like I hate to say it, but in plain English, he's serving a population that depends on alcohol.
Yeah, days, okay.
Okay, so it's an everyday thing,
Okay.
without a doubt.
That's okay, all right then.
Yeah, and I can offer it to the board, it's $40 an hour.
Yeah,
That's
I-
what he's gonna spend.
Well, do you mind?
No, go right ahead, Mike.
All right, so, I worked there many years myself, many years in the Flint, Car 5, Car 4. And Leonard's has always been a little bit of an issue, but I remember when Gary Michaels owned it, it was a nice, pleasant place. There weren't shootings out in front. There were, we have to move people along, but it was always a nice neighborhood business. And I would think that the city wants to, build up that neighborhood. Like you said, Mr. Tetral's doing stuff up there, and I'm sure the mayor wants to make that neighborhood. We can't have this. This is bringing the neighborhood down, you know what I mean? So, so strategies, right, or problem solving, well, this is just something off the top of my head. What about not selling nips or not selling natty daddies and things? I know it's a burden on you financially, but if for some reason, maybe for just for 30 days you don't sell nips, or you don't sell the drinks that what are the natty daddies? What was that? Don't sell that stuff. Concentrate on the beers and concentrate on the. People do it. Like, you go to the one in the Market Basket. People aren't in there buying droves of nips. You know what I mean? So they're surviving. I would, but maybe curve what you're offering to the community. Maybe you could do that. I'm not, just let me finish and then you could do that. All right, so that would be a suggestion. That would be a strategy I think would help you. And then the other thing was, I know you private security and it's $40, but the clientele that are torturing this guy now are rough, and they're going to be rough on the private security as well. And I do that, the private security. But what I would suggest that maybe once, maybe twice a week, hire a police detail, just on where it really gets hot, so you can have a police officer there. It's always a difficult time for guys to take details. You want to hire it and no one takes it. What difference does that make? But now that it's the winter, there's no road jobs. Maybe guys would take that detail. You know what I mean? So maybe Fridays and Saturdays, hire a police detail instead of the security, just to keep it a secret, like they would never know when the cop's gonna be there compared to the security. It can't be just, you know, you gotta have like good strategies to solve this problem. Because we don't want, I'll tell you, I've had conversations with Greg, we don't wanna shut them down. I mean, we want that business to grow, you know? We don't wanna punish them for what's been going on. Because it's certainly not his friends in there drinking. You know, it's not
No.
him.
Yeah,
It's,
no.
you know, but
They're all vegetarians.
yeah, so you can't have people just opening a crack of a beer and drinking it and walking out. You can't have that, obviously. So there are some strategies. I think that would be good. The other one would, I mean, I don't think you should stay open to 11. At least for the next 90 days. I would suggest that you close at like 8. Again, I know it's all gonna be financial, but this isn't your only, hold on, this isn't your only source of income. You own all kinds of stuff all over the city. But this is the one that's troubled. There's no trouble at Crown, there's no trouble at Supreme gas stations. This one's very, very troubled. So I would suggest to close it at 8 for the next 90 days, given what you're selling, and throw a police detail in there once or twice a week. I think those would be solid strategies that would help your problem. Yield. Mr. Mayor.
Mike, I appreciate the strategies you've put forth, but I think that those are gonna severely hurt their business, and I do not agree with them.
No, I get it, but I don't think it's, yeah, but it's not like this is his, mom and pop, this is his only business. This is safety in the city. I don't think his livelihood depends on this.
I don't think that's for us to decide, though.
No, I know, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying the strategy, because without strategies like that, I'm not gonna be able to, support, not sanctioning him.
So I think Mr. Patel had just said they've been closing at 9:30, correct? Okay, so he's already been doing that. I think,
Continue to do that?
I believe he said he's gonna continue to do.
Couple of months we've been.
I want to just make one thing, I don't mean to interrupt you. I want to say that I think whatever we do tonight is only going to be also on a, like, almost like a probationary period.
probationary.
We're going to have them come back in. No, but I'm just saying, it might be forever. I'm going to give him, well, my vote's going to be, it's going to be conditioned upon a certain amount of time he does this, for him to come back here, for us to reassess it. If after that period of time, whether it's 60 days, as Attorney Salino said, or whatever, the police are gonna give us an update as to what's going on. We're gonna give them, my opinion, and I interrupted you, but my opinion is I'll give him some time. I'll even give him the time to implement their own security system, knowing it's on them. And whether it's a time reduction to 9:30 or 10, that's fine if he does that already, but to me, I'm gonna allow them the opportunity to put forth this private security, whatever signage, knowing that if it doesn't work, there's going to be greater ramifications in the 60 days. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? So
Understood.
That's my opinion.
I can also offer that I just spoke to my clients, and they're fine with a Fall River officer if it's a day a week
Yeah,
to
whatever.
put forward that as a good faith olive branch to say, well,
I-
if you can service it.
If that's what Mike said, and I'm not, no disrespect to Mike, because we talked and I do know where he's coming from. I think they're going to try to be successful. Okay, I really do believe they're going to put their best foot forward. They may be scared. It may be something they're not going to be able to control. We're going to, my opinion is going to be to allow them to put their own private security, knowing at the end of the 60 days that you proposed, whether if it's at 9:30, whether it's at 11, whether it's one day of a police detail or continuous private security, at the end of 60 days, we're going to have some progress. Just like I told those other people, this can't escalate. I know there was the shooting in that area, nothing to do with you, but it can't escalate, and that's what I want to prevent, so that our policemen are safe out there as well as the public, and you to be safe. I understand someone tried to choke you, the whole 9 yards. I don't want that happening to you either. Just like I told that lady, that's not what we want around here. And you're in a tough section. There's a lot going on, not all good. So that's my opinion. I appreciate Mike's statement, and I apologize. I cut Melanie off, but that's where I'm coming from. I don't have a problem allowing Mr. Patel through council to implement their private security. Whether we want to deal with the hours, if he says he wants to go down on the hours, Attorney Salino, but I'm not looking for that per se, because it looks like, as the officer said, This is a clientele that's there every day, all day. So, I mean, if it's escalating between 9:30 and 11 and he thinks he wants to close at 9:30, you can propose that. I'll do that for him. If he wants to go till 11 with his private security, because it's hurting him one way or the other because he's going to pay.
Right.
So that's entirely up, only one vote. That's where I'm coming from. I have no issues whatsoever. He's the first time here, giving him the opportunity to implement. He's come here in good faith and put forth a plan. It's gonna hurt him in a pocketbook.
Right.
It's gonna be $1,200 a week. That's not going in his pocketbook. So I got no problem with that.
I would be perfectly fine with private security for 60 days. I don't think a police detail at the same time, without seeing how this works first, is necessary. And then I think like my only concern would be the over-serving, so maybe, I don't know if you can limit the amount of time a certain individual comes in and purchases throughout the day, but maybe if someone comes in 3 times a day, maybe
And-
not
yeah, I know
allowing them to
he's
do
probably
that.
afraid of
But you're
these
probably
people,
afraid
but-
to say no to them.
But you gotta say no. I mean, that's why I'm saying no.
But maybe that's why the private security
I'm
could tell
saying
them.
that's why I'm gonna give them the opportunity. They're here today for the first time. They know the city deems this a problem. We don't want it to escalate. We're gonna give you the opportunity to control your own destiny, so to speak. And if you put the work in, and you're not gonna have a problem with us. We're not trying to put anybody out of business. If it continues to go, then yeah, we're gonna probably have to have, happen what happens, sir. I think you understand. You're a good enough businessman. You might not be the bullies that Mr. Salino, but you're all good enough businessmen. I know that. You know how to run a business. You're very successful. So you know to keep this business, it's gonna have to be upon you to try to help get this thing rectified.
Attorney Bruno, I just want to add one more thing real
Go right
quick, and
ahead.
I'll stop talking. But I'd mentioned to you on the phone a few months back. So we have officers in a unit that are, their job is for neighborhood engagement, right? So the specific job is to go out there and deal with these problems, right? So I spoke to you on the phone and I told you and I informed you that I have zero issue having a relationship with you for work purposes, where they're the constant people that are in there, we trespass them, we lock them up, and we send them a message that they can't come back. So, to everyone's point, how you solve this issue, and Mike can attest with his multitude of years of service, and Heather, how you deal with this issue is you build a relationship with us so that we can go there and properly enforce Massachusetts general law, kick these people out, trespass them, ban them from coming back to the establishment, okay? And any issues that occur with suspicious people or people who are coming in your establishment and trying to strong arm you, steal from you, you have to call us immediately. It can't be this, whatever, forget about it. I told you, you have to call us immediately. The more you call us for help, the more we're gonna be there, more of a presence we're gonna have, and the more we can hold people accountable. But without calling us, without working with us, I asked you that day for a manager's name and information so that I can go there and trespass people. I was never provided with that information, so it's important that we work together here to solve these issues, to get the problematic people out. But we can't do that without your help. You know what I mean? So it gets frustrating on our end. We're like, another issue at Leonard's Package. So well, you have to work with us so that we can work with you to reduce problems. It's very simple. You know, we don't have to go crazy here. It's as simple as just allowing us to come in and do our job, so long as you put up proper signage on the side of the building saying no loitering, and you have to enforce it. People aren't leaving, call us, we'll kick them out. All right?
Well, thank you very much, 'cause that's very well said, because they're willing to help you. And we gotta get a handle on this for your safety and the public safety, okay? Hearing that, I'll entertain a motion. You wanna do with the private security?
Yes.
So entertain a motion to find that Leonard's will provide private security 7 days a week until 11, from 3 to 11 at his sole cost. He will also put the proper signage and work with the city of Fall River regarding issues such as trespassing and so forth and so on, and that we will reschedule a status hearing on this case for 60 days or want to give him the March meeting? March meeting, okay, Peter?
Sure.
Our March regularly scheduled meeting.
Okay. I will make a motion to put put, what is it, Leonard's Package Store on a 90-day probationary period to be heard again at our March meeting. They have to implement private security 7 days a week from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at their sole cost. Work with the Fall River Police Department and put up proper signage on the premises.
Have a second to that motion.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, all
Aye.
those opposed? Aye.
Aye.
2 questions in response to the vote. Proper signage.
No
What-
trespassing.
So we want no trespassing?
Work
No
with-
loitering, no
work-
trespassing.
Peter, work with the city of Fall River, whatever they think is necessary, that they already communicated those same
Okay.
things.
And you have, like, how far apart the signs have to be and stuff?
No, I mean, there's no law indicating that, but my personal opinion is, right now, if you drive down there on Pleasant Street,
Yeah.
so there's one sign, and it's near the dumpster behind the fence.
Okay.
And it's about this big.
Yeah.
There should be clear signage on the walls of the property on Pleasant Street, all right, and in the parking lot areas indicating no loitering, no trespassing, strictly enforced, whatever. But as long as you drive down the street and it should be visible and clear. Now we have a name of an owner, okay, now we can formally trespass, lock people up, and do our job with regards to people loitering and trespassing on the property.
Put one up, parking lot for customers only too.
Yeah, that's another.
That way at 4 in the morning, put
Peter,
one of those
just
up.
common sense signage that he can.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was a requirement.
I don't-
Like, every
yeah.
8 feet you have
No,
to have,
no,
you know.
Just
Okay.
Visible.
do his best.
All right, and then Carrie, is the meeting March 18th? That'd be the 3rd Wednesday?
Yes.
All right.
He's
Those
still
are my
got, we gotta renew his license. We had held up renewing his license, Attorney Salino.
Oh, okay.
Pending this, so, he has all of his paperwork in, he's all in order, so I'll entertain a motion to renew what kind of,
All alcohol package store license.
all alcohol package, store license for Leonard's Package Store on, and what's the address? I apologize, everyone, I don't have it in front of me.
1331 Pleasant.
1331 Pleasant Street to Tehran by Leadus Patel. Sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve the all alcohol package store license for Leonard's Package Store.
Second.
Greg, he
Oh,
seconded.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All good.
Okay, thank you all.
Mr. Patel.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
See you in
Good
90
luck.
days.
Okay?
Good luck. Call us up, we'll come,
All right, we have to do some things. These are approval of lately submitted 2026 renewal license. Common victualers, Subway, 499 Globe Street, Subway, 179 President Avenue, Subway, 1500 Brayton Avenue, Brazilian Takeout, 384 East Main Street, Twisted Griddle, 757 Robeson Street, GOL Supermarket, 441 Tucker Street, Sip and Dip, 2175 South Main Street, Lizzie Board and Bed and Breakfast, 230 Second Street, Imperial Grill and Pizza, 1858 Pleasant Street, Puerto y Ecura Restaurant, 927 Stafford Road, Alice's Diner, 2663 South Main Street, Popeyes, 933 Pleasant Street, Farrow's Pizza, 752 Brayton Avenue, Pingo Steakhouse, 1858 Pleasant Street, Dave's Pizza, 873 Globe Street, New England Pizza, 345 Robeson Street, Granite Grill, 367 Ray Street, Subway, 124 Plymouth Avenue, Subway, 290 Second Street. Motion to renew all those common victuals licenses.
I'll make a motion to approve all late submitted 2026 common victulars renewals.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Anyone in favor, anyone opposed? Anyone, all in favor, all
Aye.
opposed? I apologize. I'm getting a punch here. Class 2 renewals as well, late filings. BP Auto Service Repair, Inc., 1091 South Main Street. Central City Auto Sales, 438 Second Street. Caspian Motors, 103 Broadway. Vic's Auto Sales, 334 Bedford Street. Cavallo's Auto, 410 Second Street. Motion to accept those late filing Class 2 auto licenses.
I'll make a motion to approve the following Class 2 renewals.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Lodging House, Lizzie Board and Bed and Breakfast, 230 Second Street. Have a motion to accept the late filing for the Lodging House as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve the lodging house for Lizzie Boarding Bed and Breakfast.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, all those
Aye.
opposed? Thank you, everyone. Good job on this.
I lost a rubber